we're back. My name is Donald Trump.
And I'm Whitney Houston.
And this is NAC News. In 2013, a huge flood that cost very much. The water got so deep that the cars were almost covered all the way in water. And it got at least 6 feet high. That's a lot of water. The rivers that flooded were the Danube and the Elbe. In one photo, the top of a house, all you could see was the water surrounding it gratefully. Christmas is over, put up the tree. Well, not for the Russians. They have their own culture, where they have a New Year tree, according to Quora.com. Most Russians will write down wishes for their New Year, and they will burn them right before midnight. They will put ashes in a glass of wine, then they will think about their wish, and drink it till the glass is empty. And the Russians will light fireworks off the streets for several hours. In some way, this is somehow fun to them in the morning. The fun isn't over. The holidays last for 10 days. But now here's what the people from Missouri think about that.
What do you think of Russians writing down their wish, then burning their wish, and drinking the ashes and wine? What would you do if you were Russian? Would you do this?
Well, I think for Russians to write down their wish on a piece of paper and then burn it and then put the ashes in the wine or champagne or whatever and drink it, it's a tradition and a superstition. I, as an American, don't think I would want to drink ashes, but it's not my tradition and I don't have that superstition. If I were Russian, obviously I'd be part of the society and the culture and the tradition. So if I was with my Russian family and I was Russian, I'd probably do what they were doing.
What do you think about having a tree for New Year's? If you had this, what would your thoughts be?
Well, as a tradition, Russians have, I think they celebrate 2 different New Years. I have a friend who's from Russia. The way I understood it was like their New Year's was almost more important than their Christmas. Something about 2 different calendars. I don't really remember all there is to know about that, but there were 2 different calendars according to a ruler or religious belief, I'm not sure. But as far as having a tree for New Year's, I'm fine with that, and many times my tree is still up at New Year's. So I say when in Russian, do as the Russians do.
I want a black with 2 sugars. Fast! Excuse me.
There isn't ashes in here, is there? I'm afraid so.
Welcome back to NAC News. I'm Carson Thomas.
And I'm J.T. Grieber.
According to TheGuardian.com, a surge in the price of gold has led to increased deforestation of the Amazon and other South American forests, according to a new study of mining impacts. But the rewards now higher than the risks. Small-scale garimpeiros, artisanal miners are flocking into protected areas to extract the precious metal from low-grade seams under the tropical forest that were previously unprofitable. Analyzation satellite data researchers from the University of Puerto Rico, found that an area of 1,680 square kilometers was cleared between 2001 and 2013, during which time the price of gold rose more than 5 times. According to BBC, the Roman Catholicism is the dominant religion, over 80% in Hispanic countries, some 65%, 70% in Brazil, and South American nations have a rich variety of music. South America has the 4th largest continent in size and 5th largest in population. It is located primarily in the southern hemisphere. The colonies gained independence in the 1800s with the help of the leaders such as Simon Bolivar. According to Discovery Education, people in South America cultures celebrate many festivals. Also, Christmas is a big thing in South America. During the first decade of the 21st century, South American governments have drifted to the political left, with leftist leaders being elected in Chile, Uruguay, Brazil, Argentina, Ecuador, Bolivia, Paraguay, Peru, and Venezuela. Latin America's economy experienced a notable deterioration toward the end of 2015. The economy of South America comprises of around 382 million people living in 12 nations and 3 territories. It contributes 6% of the world's population. It was only from 1990s when countries in South America switched over the system of free market economy.
Welcome back to NAC News. I'm Megan Trainer.
And I'm Donald Trump.
According to DiamondDate.com, in Central and South Africa, Easter Sunday is one of the most festive events among Christians worldwide. It commemorates Jesus Christ's resurrection from death, as written in the Christian Bible. They celebrated Easter Sunday on the same day as the U.S. did, Sunday, March 27, 2016. Next year, Easter Sunday will be on Sunday, April 16, 2017.
South Africa's president has been spending money illegally. Zuma went and spent over $16 million of the state's money in his private things, causing the state to go into debt. They took this into court last week and they ruled against him. The ANC insists that Zuma should be removed from the position. Now here's what Mr. Toll from the North End School District thinks about this.
What do you think about Zuma spending money illegally?
Any elected leader is obligated to spend the money that he is in charge of for the betterment of his country. And when someone steals or uses it inappropriately, they should definitely not be in office and should be removed and charged with criminal activity just like any other person would for stealing money.
And do you think that he should be removed from his position?
Yes, I do. He should be impeached and tried for criminal charges for embezzlement and theft, and set an example for anybody who would follow after him.
According to CNN.com and the New York Times, North Korea may have nuclear capability. South Korea blames their neighbors to the north for having nukes. South Korea believes that this missile could destroy 2,000 square miles. They have no evidence to prove the impact that the missile could hit. Kim Jong-un confirmed that they have miniaturized a very powerful nuclear weapon. The U.S. is worried about North Korea having nukes. I don't think we should be too worried because every year North Korea threatens to bomb us, but never does. We talked to Mr. Schoonover about the subject.
How do you feel about nuclear weapons?
I think nuclear weapons are a good thing, as long as they're in the Americans' hands.
Okay. How do you feel about North Korea having nuclear weapons?
I don't feel very comfortable with them having nuclear weapons, especially if they're ours. If they're nuclear weapons that we have created. My question is, how did they get them? That bothers me a little bit. And, you know, the safety of our soil. I don't like other people having weapons that could destroy us, so I'm not very comfortable with North Korea having any nuclear weapons.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
According to Telegraph.com, on Thursday, March 31st in Kolkata, India, a construction flyover collapsed on the busiest road in India. Metal and debris was found on the road. 300 firefighters digged under the debris, found 24 people dead, 92 people were critically injured. Cameras also helped find remaining survivors of the collapse. In India, building collapses are common. The flyover was the first being built in 2007. It stretched 1.4 miles and was supposed to be Kyoto's longest flyover. It is unknown what caused the collapse.
This is Mullet Man.
And Tanner.
And here is the news. Australia has some laws about gun control that some people believe that the U.S. should have. Ever since a mass shooting in Australia in 1995, their government has made some new laws against guns. Some of these include National Firearm Agreement and National Firearm Trafficking Policy Agreement. Since these laws, the homicide and suicide rates have gone down in Australia. Several presidential candidates have referenced Australia's gun laws when talking about what they're going to do about guns. What do you think? Should we accept these laws? Are they good? Let's go to the street to find out.
Australia has special gun laws that I've already told you about. Do you think that the U.S. should have the same laws?
Well, Australia's situation is a little bit different. They have a smaller population. They're spread out a little bit more. But I think most of their regulations are designed to control who has the guns and also to make sure that they're registered properly. And certain guns, certain people are not allowed to have. So overall, I think their regulations would work fine for us.
Scientists believe that an underwater heat wave that was caused by El Nino has led to a devastating coral bleaching and has damaged 95% of the northern coral reefs. Cloudy weather is believed to have protected the southern part of the reef. The Great Barrier Reef has turned snow white following bleaching, which began 6 months ago. Professor Terry Hughes says that this bleaching will change the Great Barrier Reef. It is the third worst bleaching since 1998. The bleaching has affected virtually all species of the reef's.
Hello, this is Bobby Bobertson.
And I'm Robbie Robertson.
Let's get to the news. The Great Sphinx of Giza was built in Egypt. It was built around 2500 BC and it was built by the Egyptians. The Sphinx has many secrets. There are many passageways and tunnels that go to rooms and chambers. The nose of the Sphinx is gone. It was actually shot off by board soldiers in World War II that were stationed in Egypt.
Clinton is in the lead with 1,790 delegates and 483 superdelegates. And Clinton wants to let a lot of people in from different countries to live in America so they are safe from ISIS.
That's it. NAC News Geography. Hey, I'm Sophie.
And I'm Sophia. Now we're going to talk about the U.S. presidential election. First, the Republicans need 1,237 delegates, and Donald Trump is in the lead with 758 delegates. And Trump wants to build a wall to keep people out. The Mexicans. That makes no sense.
Supposed to be to keep the Mexicans out.
Now let's get started. In 2013, there was a huge flood that was very costly. The water got so deep that cars were almost covered all of the way with water. They got at least 6 feet high. Now that's a lot of water. The rivers that flooded on the Danube. The Danube, is that right? Pause!